I've been trading for 1 year, and this is the expectation that I walked into it with, and the reality of trading for a year. And yeah, in all honesty, it might be different to what you expect trading after a year to be. So to start with, I'm just going to apologise now that because my camera's quite high up, so I probably won't be looking at it much. I'm looking at trade now. If something else opens, so my eyes might be all over the place. But when I first started trading, it was about March this time last year, so March 2024. And how it worked, well, when I was about 13, I used to look at the stock market a lot. So I had this app, I can't remember the app, and it would teach about stock market. So it taught you about liquidity, bullish and bearish structure in markets. So when I walked into it, I had not even enough knowledge to say that I knew what I was doing. The amount of knowledge you can just talk to someone about market structure. So I didn't have anything where it would be enough to, decipher a trade and say, okay, I'm going to buy here because it's going to go up. It was just knowing what bullish bear and bearish structure is and what liquidity sort of was. But anyway, I saw a lot of videos on TikTok. I've always been someone that wants to do well in life, do well for themselves, and look after the people that they love. So a couple of years ago, I tried drop shipping. Everyone's tried drop shipping. That's just a canon event. I've tried social media marketing agencies. If you're familiar with I'm Engadget, then yeah, you would have known what that is. But then I moved on to trading, and I saw a lot of TJR videos. So a lot of you will probably be familiar with TJR, especially if you trade. And I thought this looks like something that I'd enjoy because it's where you're doing a lot of hands-on work, and it involves a lot of thinking, not problem solving, but that type of thing in a way. It's all down to you whether you make money, pretty much. So I started looking into boot camps, stuff like that. So I watched his first boot camp. And I don't know how many people actually know, but there's a second boot camp he did as well. It's not as good. It's only got like 15 episodes in comparison to his 55 or whatever. And that really helped, to be fair, both boot camps. I will put on some pictures if I can figure out how to, of my analysis at the start of the boot camp to the end of the boot camp, because I think it's fair to show a accurate representation of what it can take you from. And by all means, it's not going to make you profitable. I'll put that out there. Watching it's not going to make you profitable. But what I will do, it will teach you everything that you need to know about the markets and trading in general. Especially psychology. I thought the psychology videos were really good. And then after that, I watched his trading transformation, which he actually stopped posting. What the fuck is that on my lip? Anyway, sorry. Yeah, he stopped posting trading transformation. I don't know why. I've tried asking him one of his streams, but he never saw it, but that's fine. And then I remember it was at this point I was kind of lost. This was probably about 6 months into trading, and everyone has joined his mastermind because I've never had like that type of. I've got 2 jobs, but I've never had £5,000 spare to just spend on a course. So I was kind of lost in trading. I wasn't making any money on demo. I wasn't doing anything like that because I couldn't. I had no way to. I had no strategy. I did the strategy creation video of trading transformation, but I just didn't think that worked either. And then I was stumbling across YouTube, and I seen a video under the name of RD Forex. I'll try and get that video. It was like how I changed my life in 6 months. And he was a trader. It was on my recommended, so I could only presume he was a trader, and he was. I know that now. And he introduced me to a strategy called liquidity supply and demand. I'm not sure whether anyone will be familiar with that or anything like that, but that is what I trade now, and it has got me the best results. And so I started watching his videos, and then it introduced me to someone called Mango, who's actually quite important in my trading journey, because I'm now currently in his Discord. So I did all his videos, watched all his videos, studied his strategy, and then straight away it was easy to understand than what TJR was putting out there. TJR, there's like no hate towards him. I think he's a really good trade, really entertaining to watch, but his strategy, I never could wrap my head around it. And this one, I got it pretty much straight away, and I still trade with it to this day. And so then I remember looking at his Discord thinking £50 a month, that's not bad. And I joined it, and honestly it was a waste of £50. Had very good information in there. The videos were really helpful. Like, the videos in there took me from A to B, like my analysis. I remember I used to mark out zones weird. I used to do it wrong, so I'm glad I joined that because I'd still be doing it now. But the server in itself it wasn't ideal. Like, I'd put questions in the chat and they would help, but before they'd help, they'd also let you know that they're a better trader than you in a way, like, if you know what I mean. So I left that after a month because it also went up to about 100 quid a month or something like that. And I thought, I'm not spending 100 quid on this. And then I'd stayed out of like servers for like a month, doing my own thing. I was winning trades, don't get me wrong. But then I joined Mango's server, which is actually a lot cheaper, 30 quid a month, which I do actually recommend. If you're doing liquidity supply and demand, and I do recommend it because the servers and the community in there is really helpful. And now that brings me to now, where I'm trading trading every day, but I'm looking at the markets every day. I'm understanding my evaluation. I've back tested about 10 pairs now, chose the 8 that I want to trade, and it's looking a lot better. But also going back with like psychology throughout the whole thing, I remember, this is my biggest regret. I bought a funded in, I would say November, December time, so about 9 months into my journey, which is fair enough, but I'm still on that funded now. I started trading it, lost a lot. I bought 5k funded. I think I went down to about 4.5 probably. So I started at 5k, went to 4.5. Wait, no, it can't have been 4.5 because then I would have blew the account. It went close to blowing it. But actually, no, it weren't 4.5 because I always risk 0.5%, which I think now is a mistake, especially if I'm not funded yet. I think I'm going to try and just get funded by risking 1% on all trades, because I don't know if that psychology is good or bad, but that's besides the point. And I wish I didn't buy that funded, because I'm still on it now 4 months later. And I'm not anywhere well, I'm closer to passing it. I'm back up in 5,000s now. Slowly. I think I've got a very good chance of passing this account. That doesn't mean I'm going to pass it, but I think I've got a good chance. So I bought that account and then traded a bit on there, lost a lot of trades, didn't really have any structure to my trading. Obviously that's when I joined Ardy's Discord in December, so that did help a little bit, and then I joined Mango's, and that's definitely the best one I've done. I'll be staying in this for a couple months for sure. But my biggest problem in trading, which if anyone's watching this and they're going through the same thing, is wanting to not give up in a way, but the motivation just drops. That's when you have to stay disciplined. Like, there's been times when I've not traded for a week, not traded for 2 weeks, just because my mindset's been so bad. Like, recently I've been really struggling with it. Like, really struggling with my mindset. Like, oh, what if I just quit and tried something else? What if I did this? What if I did that? You know what I mean? Like, thinking, oh, why don't I just sack this off and I'll start something else? But I don't want to do that because of how much time and effort I've put into this, and I wouldn't have put all the time and effort into this if I didn't think it could work. If that makes sense. So I'm glad I've put the time and effort. I'm glad I'm powering on through this like dip. Like, you could say your trading journey is like a market up, a bullish trend. So you go up, then you come back down to create lower highs, then higher highs, then lower highs, higher highs, lower highs. And these lower highs are important because you want to make sure you're not breaking the low and changing the structure of the market. Because once you do that, you've let yourself go. You're now at a point where I've got bad mindset, and you're not allowing yourself to make these mistakes. Like, I'm glad I've made mistakes, and to be honest, I said I think I could pass this funded. If I weren't to pass this funded, I think I'd be happy. Obviously not happy because I've wasted 40 quid, but happy in the sense that it's taught me about risk and how I should be applying myself to the market. And with college, I'm only in twice a week, so I'm pretty blessed with that. But I've learned that if I want to trade while being in college, I need to be on it. For example, yesterday, I took a loss of a trade. I wouldn't have won it if I was there, but I would have it would have been better if I was there because I entered late, and it went straight down. And because I entered late, I was like, oh, I've missed it. I got to get in quick, which means I didn't do analysis, didn't do anything like that. Just entered off looking at it, and it lost. And that was because I was rushing, FOMO, whatever you want to say. It was all down to me, which I need to work on. I like setting my alerts as well on TradingView. They definitely help me, especially with college and sleeping, stuff like that. But my biggest thing has been my psychology and wanting to quit and all that. But I think the most important thing is powering on through that stage, because you don't know how close you are. Like, if you've got to a year of trading, that's a year of doing something. Like, for example, I've been going to the gym for 2 years. I'm nowhere near where I want to be, but I'm better than I was 2 years ago. 2 years ago, I was 70 kg, bit insecure about my body, had really bad skin. As you can probably see, I've got scarring on my face. It's much better now. But back then, it was like I was insecure about everything, my body, skin. And I started the gym. I thought, let's see how long I stick to this for. And don't get me wrong, it's been tough 2 years. Like, there's been times when I've wanted to quit the gym. Like, that's just how life is most of the time. You want to quit, you want to do this, you want to do that. But it's important you stick to these things because you don't know how close you are to getting to where you want to be. Like, with my body in the gym, I'm much happier than I was with my appearance than I was 2 years ago. Like, everything that I did in the gym was worth it. Everything I do with trading was worth it. And this is probably going on a massive tangent now. I'm probably not even talking about what this video is about. But 1 year of doing anything is massive. It's been a year since I've consistently read. It's been a year since I started training. It's been a year since I've been on this whole self-bettering journey, whatever you want to call it. And I think if I was to give up trading, I've given up myself, in a way. Because of all the effort I've put into this, I've spent money. It's not giving up. You're not just giving up on trading, you're giving up on yourself, in a way. And I'm not doing trading, I'm doing it for the money, obviously, because, you know, I don't want to work a job in that. I'm also doing it for others. I'm doing it to pay back my parents for everything they've done. I'm doing it to show myself that I can do these things because I've got loads of plans in my life that I want to eventually do one day. You know, scale businesses, stuff like that. But to know that you can do them, you need to prove yourself in one aspect. And I think trading's, it's such a hard thing to get good at, but once you're good at it, it's so worth it. Like, in every aspect of trading, I'm better now. Reading trend, all the confluences, knowing what to and what not to take, this strategy as a whole, you know what I mean? I've not met anyone, I'm still trying to work on networking, so it hasn't like changed the community that I've been in. I still need to try and like, network with others, like-minded others, stuff like that. But it's definitely worth it, and I think the biggest thing is to stick with trading. Like, even if you don't make any money in your first year, and I will tell you how much I've made in my first year and all that, stuff like that. But I think with my journey, a year is a very good accomplishment. I'm going to carry on trading. I've been wanting to make this video for a while because I want to do stuff like trade week recaps, stuff like that as well on the channel. But I think trade is definitely something that I need to stick to for the next few months. Well, for the rest of my life, honestly. Like, I'm 17 and I've been doing it for years, so I started when I was 16. I think it could be something that I do see myself doing in the future and stuff like that. But the point where everyone probably wants to know, I have made a whole lot of £0, $0, whatever, from trading. That's because I'm still on my first account, all that. And I think that's a realistic point in a year, £0. I think, yeah, when I started I expected, a year, I'll be reining it in after a year. No, you won't. After a year, £0 is good. At least I'm not down, or I'm obviously down spending money on not courses, Discords, accounts, trading view, whatever. But in actual hindsight, I'm break even, you know. Haven't made anything, haven't lost anything from the markets. Obviously, if I blow an account, yeah, I've lost. But I'm at a good point. And at the minute, in my account, let me tell you how much I've got on my funded, 5k. So I'm at currently 5,167. So I'm obviously 167 up, which, you know, isn't bad. My most was like 280 up. And obviously I lost that because silly trades, FOMO, wanting to trade. That's another thing, like, don't force the trades. Like, I got to a point where I got to that 280, I was like, I'm going to pass soon. Like, I can feel it, I'm 220 off. I was up more than I was closer to 5,000. So obviously I started taking trades at work. That's another thing. Trading at work's hard because I need to do that evaluation before entering the trade. Knowing what the trend is, knowing what the market's doing, knowing how the market previously reacted off things like this. And I don't do that because I'm on my phone. It's just like bam, 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 I've got to buy. Then I'm at work, so I'm constantly checking, not even focusing on work, and then bang, I've lost it. So that's forcing trades, and that's probably one of my biggest issues. But yeah, £0 in a year, which you probably expected. Some people don't. And if anyone's watching this that just wants to start their trading journey now, don't expect the world, because this isn't something that happens in 2 weeks. This isn't like any other business, or not business, any other money making thing you can think of. You get out what you put in, and I'm guilty of putting in nothing and getting out nothing, which is the reality. And there was times where I needed to put in more, there was times where I was putting in just enough. But I think at the minute I'm at an all-time high for motivation, and I don't want it to change. I think the way I'm going, it's looking good, you know what I mean? But yeah, so after a year of trading, that's how it should look, that's how it looks to me. That can be the raw reality of it most of the time. Looking at this trade now, it looks like it's going to close in my zone, which means I'm not going to enter it unless in the next 30 seconds it changes its mind. But it's not looking like that. It's looking just solid, which sucks. But no, that's my opinion on trading. I think it's a big thing. And after a year, I'm happy with where I'm at. I'm going to carry on. I'm going to carry on posting on this channel, hopefully. I've got a TikTok, I'm going to try and link that. I've got an Instagram, all that jazz. Oh, is it going up? Nah, yeah, it's closing the zone, so that trade will not be taken. But yeah, definitely look into the strategy I've said as well. Liquidity, supply and demand, remember the name. But yeah, I'll carry on posting and hopefully update everyone with my trading journey.